Welcome to the biggest show in the world, Sports Bettors TV.
That's right, baby. You're listening to the biggest show in the world, the biggest sports betting website and show in the world. We are rocking right now and having a hell of a good time. And I got my boy, The Dream, on the line. What's up, kid?
What's poppin', Hatter? What's going on today, brother? How you feeling?
I wish I was doing a little bit better, kid, because I slid Minnesota into my parlay and broke me up last night, kid. Especially after all you guys cashed with the Dukies in Wisconsin, man. I can't believe that I took Northern Iowa out and put Minnesota in. Unbelievable
hey guys,
stuff.
That's good old Hatter. Hatter's that guy that sits next to you at the roulette wheel and watch you put your money on like 4 or 5 numbers and keep hitting consistently. But Hatter's like, I'm not playing him. I'm not playing him.
You know what? Hey, I did. You know what? I'm not mad because I did homework on it, and I thought Minnesota was just a better play than Northern Iowa. I don't know why I stayed away from it. I thought Northern Iowa has been like the team. They've been the bomb, and I've been riding them, but I don't know, man. It just looked like, I had a home team versus an away team. Minnesota had no injuries. They were scoring like 80-something points a game at home. I was like, this should be a safer play. But sure enough, boom. But whatever. Hey, I'm okay, man. Like I said, when I lose, it's a bittersweet because I see like a bunch of the nation cashing. So, big ups to everybody out there.
About the time Hatter stood next to me in a bar, all right, just so you guys. This is the year the Giants won the Super Bowl, beat the Patriots. Hatter sits right next to me at a bar. I had already cashed from the bookie like $5,000 like the week before, and I hit him for like 3 the week before, right? So
and I had to hear about it every day. You know that.
So
he wouldn't shut up about it.
So now Hatter's sitting next to me. I've been on a tear. We lose the 1 o'clocks. I go crazy on the 4 o'clocks. I mean, I put up like $10,000 on the 4 o'clock games, and he's watching everything I do. And I'm like, come on, dude, just jump on board. Well, needless to say, Hatter went the opposite way on all my stuff. The bookie ends up calling me up and saying, hey, tell your boy to give you your money.
I had to pay the Dream. That was dusty, man. You felt bad taking my money too.
I felt bad as hell, man.
Hey, you know what? It happens sometimes like that. You know what I'm saying? But I'll tell you what. I'm just doing my game stuff right now, just for fun. Just to try to make a little bit of money here. But I really cannot wait until the tournament so I can get my futures involved because you know what? That's where I clean house. So I'm looking forward to it.
The futures is your game. I mean, that's how you play your game. I'm right now loving. I got to be honest with you guys. Usually I'm kind of regretting and dreading that football is gone. Man, I got to be a little honest with you. I ain't really missing football all that much right now.
Doing a little bit better nowadays than you did with the football, man. Surprisingly.
My God, I'm tearing it up, man. Between the hockey and the hoop. It's been, I don't know, maybe because I'm not as biased, and I don't know, with football, I know a lot about what I'm watching. Not that I don't know what I'm watching with basketball, but with football, I really have an idea of what I feel like I really know what I'm talking about, even though at times even I don't, because I've been removed of the game for quite some time now. But a lot of fundamentals in football are the same thing, whether it's right now or 50 years ago. It's the same concepts and ideas. They just put different words on it, different phrases. But thinking I understand the game a lot better than maybe I do, and with basketball and especially with hockey. Now I'm just going in and, looking at some certain things and, finding some techniques. And I got to be honest with you guys. The half a point on this total 5 thing, if you guys aren't paying attention to this, and I, you guys know I like pat myself on the back, but I like to say I don't like pat myself on the back. But this has been a stellar find. And if you're not using it, please take a look at it and get on it. If you got that 5.5, you have to get rid of that half a point and take it down to $5. That at least gives you the push, and then sometimes you catch the win. And if you can get it down to 4.5, you're gonna get the win. I've been watching it, and I haven't gotten a lot of feedback from the nation out there, but I've been watching it. because I tail it because I've been using it, and it's been money. And 9 times out of 10, I'm getting a push or a win.
All day. And my man, the Hockey Immortal, rocked on and made it happen yesterday, brother.
My man.
He did. He picked the over in one of the games. I don't know which one it was, but big ups to him on that. And, yo, what's up, man? I got the Immaculate on the line. What's going on, Playboy? I got Underdogs. I got Marlon. I got, let's see, Dr. J. I got Yodo, Caveman, Snoopy Bets, It's Woots, Clown Man Swag. What's up, brother? $, what's up? How you doing out there in Las Vegas? Irvin. I got Spot Bet. Jason Riley. I've got Hingle McCringleberry. Alan Van Snyder and the Hockey Immortal tearing it up out there. Also, Blunt Master, OJFB, and my brother from another mother, Papa Smurf. And Papa Smurf, thank you very much for always sticking up for your boys out there. We appreciate you, man. So what's up, Dream?
Papa, you are one of our aces, and we like. Listen, that's my dude. Papa Smurf is also one of my go-to guys, a longtime member, man. Me and him kick it, a little bit here and there. My kids love to see his Avion as they think I'm talking to a Smurf, and they're always excited for that. But I like kicking with Papa Smurf, man. He's been around a long time. Guy knows what he's doing. He's a seasoned gambler, a lot like myself, really down to earth. Whenever I got there's a few go-to guys that we use, on our end that when we rap to you guys, when we got a problem or when we, worried about something or, want to know. Because, guys, I'll tell you, we love doing this. And I'm one of the guys that I really like to try to get everybody's angle on what I could do to make things better or keep it right or, give you guys the best product out there possible. So I'm always looking for ideas, shopping, thinking of thoughts, going over gambling techniques and styles. And that being said, today's guest, the kid's coming on, and we're going to go over this line movements technique that he utilizes. And I think you guys are going to be very, very impressed and very, very, educated as what he has to offer. So make sure you guys, stay on board and listen. I know most of you guys stay on board anyway, but if there was ever a day to stay on board, you're going to want to check this technique out because it's kind of dope.
All right, cool, man. Whatever we can do to learn new stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about because, quite frankly, man, I'm looking forward to kind of turning it around a little bit, you know what I mean? And making some money here because...
Well, all you got to do is listen to your boy. I mean, I give you a winner every day, but, do you. Feel free to do your own thing, but I'm just saying. Yeah. Me and the rest of the nation just cashing. I can't wait till I'm doing the show by myself. Me and the nation is going to be called.
Very funny, man.
Hey, guys, I haven't been on Twitter like I've been in the past. I got some stuff going on, and I told you guys I was going to have to comment down. Please understand, I do give you guys a lot of time. I love you guys, but I'm not in love with you guys. So I haven't been on Twitter like I usually am, but I do give out the plays. Please make sure, check the timeline and the photos on my my page, as I usually will tweet out the play I'm doing or what I got going on. But I just, with the time, I got a big party coming up on Friday that I'm involved with, and my kids getting involved with their homework and all that stuff. I've had to cut back on Twitter a little bit. No, nothing against you guys, but I got real life going on. So, but I do put out the plays, so make sure you check the photos and the timelines, and I jump in and holler when I can here or there. But in case you have noticed a little bit of a falling off of me, that's what's going on.
Same here, brother. Same here. I mean, I got a lot of work I got to do, man. I've got my desk is packed full of files and papers and stuff like that. And you know what? It is also tax season too, so I'm really having a really difficult time, balancing the whole thing. I'm doing the best I can, guys. I'm, sometimes working some 10, 12-hour days, 14 hours, stuff like that. But it is what it is. So I could sneak a tweet here and there, but it's sometimes a little bit difficult to get back and forth with people. Big shout out to you.
Here's the deal, though. Keep telling all your friends, your family, everybody about us. Keep listening to us. Turn them on to listening to us. Keep checking out the website. Keep doing all you can do. And guess what? Before you know it, somebody's going to hire us full time to do this.
Yeah, right. Then we could be on longer.
And it won't be on all day. We'll be on for a few hours. You guys will be hating us. We'll be like Fat Mike. cussing you guys out when you call us up and telling you don't know what you're talking about, and just acting stupid like some of the other mainstream people on the radio.
Nah, you know what? I'll never do that, man. I ain't trying to do that. Not at all, because the nation is, you know what? Because the nation is what builds this whole thing. All right?
That's right.
And realistically, like, if I had one or two people listening, it'd be very, very tough to get up every single day and do it. But when you have thousands and thousands of people like we do, gets me excited every single day, man. And I really I feel bad. I want to get back to every single person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I go through and I'll go. I just went, dude. All I did was go to bed at midnight. And I got up this morning at 7 o'clock, and I had 73 notifications on Twitter. I had 13 messages. I'm like, that's not even including Facebook, Instagram, the whole package. So I'm doing the best I can to get back to every single person on here, man. So with that said, man, why don't you get into the scores? Because I know none of the favorites covered their point spreads.
Well, that's not a big deal for the Sports Bettors TV Nation.
I know none of them did. Whiskey didn't. Duke didn't. Minnie definitely didn't.
Not covering sports spreads is not a big deal. As we had Wisconsin 55-47 over Penn State, we also had LaSalle lose to Duke. Duquesne LaSalle won 87-72. My bad. Miami, Florida beat Virginia Tech 76-52. Nice to see Miami come alive and do what they were supposed to do. And a shocker for me, but I did kind of pull off of this once I knew the leading scorer was out. Kind of thought that Louisville still would get it done, though. Syracuse beat Louisville 69-59, but this wasn't one of my. I didn't end up going with this game, that's why I said, guys, make sure you check my timeline, because I didn't end up taking this game, as I thought maybe with the leading scorer out, maybe I should pull back a bit, and that game turned out to go awry. Also, we had Xavier, and I told you guys yesterday that Cincinnati did not match up well with Xavier. Xavier beat Cincinnati 59-57 in a game that I was not at all shocked about. Tulsa beat East Carolina 69-58. Guys, keep your eye on Xavier. Xavier is a pesky little team that is probably going to knock somebody off in the round of a tournament. They're going to get put up against, I could see Xavier up against, I don't want to say it because guys will get mad if I say something like it, but let's say someone like
North Carolina.
Virginia. No, North Carolina.
Okay.
This Xavier team could sneakily, if everything's falling right, sneak them and knock them out. So keep your eyes on a team like this. And I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it could. You know how it works.
Oh, real quick, before you get into keep going, finish up with the scores, and then I got something to share with the audience.
Northern Iowa layeth this smacking.
Yo, I know. They're the only ones that covered, dude. And I pulled away from them. Damn it.
58-39. Big ups to Hatter for jumping off of that and letting Northern Iowa do their thing. Otherwise, they probably would have been in a double overtime barn burner. Missouri State beat Indiana State 60-56. Arkansas 84-69 over Missouri. And Duke. Duke beat North Carolina 92-90 in a crazy overtime game. Duke looked like they were going to take it out of the gate. North Carolina came back, looked like they were going to take it out of the gate, and then Duke pulled back in. And the one thing I got to say about this North Carolina team, guys, is I have watched them collapse several times this season with leads in tight games. So I got news for you. If they get in a tournament and they get in a tight game, you might want to get on that live line. I saw somebody yesterday on the live line. Get on that live line and go against them, because something is wrong with them and they're collapsing in these tight games, because they've done that quite a bit. On the other note, this just gets Duke just that much more battle hardened for this tournament. Being able to pull these games out, this gives you a little bit of moxie. So now if you're in this situation in the tournament, you're not nervous, you're not scared, you don't have anything in your head. You came back and you beat North Carolina when you were down. So this just makes them all that more battle hardened for the tournament. And watch out for my boys as they look to go far this season. Providence over DePaul 84-57. We had Arizona State beat UCLA 68-66. Northwestern beat Minnesota 72-66. Florida State 69-60 over Boston College. Iowa State beat Oklahoma State 70-65.
Surprising.
And Iowa State showed up on the road, guy.
Yeah, surprising. Surprising. Yeah.
Boise State beat UNLV 53-48. 3-60, and that was another part of my money line parlay as well. Over on the hockey side, we had the Canadians lost to the Senators 4-2. The Red Wings beat the Blackhawks 3-2. The Wild beat the Flames 3-2. The Avalanche went down. I thought they were going to do it, but they went down. They came out, scored a goal right out of the gate, and then that was it. They were a wrap. They went down, but I did tweet out no hockey tonight. I wasn't doing hockey. The Kings beat them 4-1. The Bruins and the Oilers. The Bruins lost to the Oilers 4-3, and the Lightning beat the Ducks 4-1. And as you do know, I did like the over in that game, but I did say to buy it down to 5 or 4.5. So you got a push or a win.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So a couple things on my brain real quick, guys. When we get closer to the tournament, what we do here at Sports Bettors TV is we go to like all these websites, all right, and we try to find all the free bracket contests, okay? You know how Warren Buffett does the $1 billion one, and there's other ones where you go win like 10 grand. There's other ones you can win 100 grand, stuff like that. What we do is we put all the links either, on our YouTube channel or, we'll probably end up just putting them out on Twitter, I think, or something like that, just for the nation. So, hey, you know what, guys? I mean, it's something fun. There's an ESPN one as well. We'll put all the links out there just in case. I mean, you never know. Maybe one of the nation will win the thing and, thank us for it. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what we're all about here is helping people. And hopefully one of you guys, I mean, it's really hard. No, I don't think anybody's ever picked a perfect bracket, dude. I think that's really, really impossible. But you never know.
What I find puzzling, and since we were talking about football for a minute, I just want to bring this up. I see my man Larry Fitzgerald. They're trying to keep him in Arizona. And, some things puzzle me in sports, especially with some of these guys and some of their agents. Arizona has a quarterback problem, okay? Larry Fitzgerald's probably got, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years left in his career. I mean, he could hang around, but let's talk about, being productive. You know what I'm saying? It would behoove him to really get out of Arizona right now. I mean, if we talk about it being a business, if the team had it their way, if they weren't where they were at and they were, looking to win and had all kinds of money they needed to do, they would scrap him in a minute. This is a situation where, this guy's agent should be saying, hey, Larry, listen, you know what? Honestly, if you think you want to get a Super Bowl at this point in your career, we need to think about getting you, in another direction. There's a couple of teams out there. Seattle is dying. Seattle needs a receiver.
Oh, big time.
Seattle needs a wide receiver in the worst way. That was one of their major issues, especially even, I was watching some of the stats from the Super Bowl. Like, all three of their receivers had like 3 receptions.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a great fit for him.
Each had like 3 receptions for a Super Bowl. I mean, that's a team he could go to and seriously have a direct impact and possibly get the Super Bowl that he's looking for. So, I don't know what these guys think and what they do, but, hey, that was just my thoughts.
Definitely, man. So why don't you let me just see here. Let me just check my my DMs, and I do not have – I got to have to reschedule our first guy. So why don't you have Mr. Kid give us a call.
Let me bring my boy in.
Yeah, let him call in about let's go about 9:30 with him. How about that? Because we can start breaking down some of the college basketball real quick before. Unless you want to drop some ice knowledge first.
Well, let me take a look at what's on the ice since I'm turning into a ice specialist. Since I'm like the next best thing to an Eskimo right now. Islanders, Preds. Oh boy, big time. Stay away.
Whoa, that's a big game right there, Playboy.
Big time. Stay away. Canadians, Panthers, Penguins, Blue Jackets, Rangers, Canucks. No ice tonight for me.
No ice, huh?
Nope. No ice tonight for me. I slightly would like the Dallas Sharks over, but I'm probably going to stay away from it. You maybe could get on. I have had no luck with this Montreal team. Montreal has been kind of like that Coyote team. When I bet with them, they lose. When I bet against them, they win. They should beat the Panthers, but I've had no luck with them, so I'm not messing with them no more. But I do like slightly the over in the Sharks-Stars game. I'll hold off, and I'll play probably tomorrow.
All right, definitely, man. I mean, you don't have to play every night, guys. Just remember that. You can, Rainmaker and I were going back and forth the last night about this, and he was saying, hey, I don't like the card, and I'm not playing. You know, so
hey, we got 2 hoop games on tonight. NBA is back. They're fresh. They're rested. They're ready. Second half of the season, it's time to get going. Two teams playing tonight. You got the Thunder against the Mavericks, and you have the Clippers against the Sperms. And I gotta be honest with you, these are probably stay away games that we should watch. And I'm very interested in the outcome of both these games because all 4 of these teams are jockeying for positions and are going to look probably to make a statement in these games. You know what might be great is to take the over in both of these games. I don't know what it is, but these 2 games are going to be played very hard this evening.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're going to be fantastic games to watch just to get an idea of what's going to happen in the West, you know?
Yeah.
So, we'll take a look at them. And like you said, I mean, overs in the West are like, you know, I don't know what the exact percentage is, but maybe I have to talk to Sugar Shane Redinius about that and see what the actual overs are in the West and what's happening there. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. Do you have any numbers for these games?
I do. I have, let's see, from SportsBettersTV.com, I got Oklahoma City is a 5.5 to 6 point favorite, and the under/over is 212, bro.
See, it's heavy, yeah.
Yeah, it's heavy.
You know, I'll be honest with you. I like Oklahoma in this game.
I was thinking the same thing. I was looking at it.
I like Oklahoma in this game. I think they're a little bit more polished than the Mavericks. I think they're going to come out and they're going to really try to make a statement. They got to make a run to get themselves back in where they want to be at for the playoffs. I look for Kevin Durant to have a big game. Russell Westbrook's coming off of his, great performance in the All-Star game, but he's always pretty consistent that he's going to shoot the ball quite a bit no matter what.
Yeah, right. If they're falling or not.
I kind of like the Thunder in this game. I obviously am not going to give the 5. But I'm leaning on the Thunder.
Yeah, I mean, it's minus 210. So, I mean, if you pair that with something halfway decent, you'll make some money on it, you know?
Okay.
Even like maybe a part. See, you don't want a multi-sport, though.
Well, I'll go basketball. You know what I mean? I'll put this with some college hoop, or I'll leave it open. I'll leave it in the parlay money line with a spot open.
Okay. Yeah, and there's one thing I want to talk to you guys about. Okay, I see a lot of money lines coming across my screen with on social media, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Okay. Now let me just explain something to you guys. Like we talked about this yesterday. Every single time you add a team, your chances of losing are greater. So, you know what? I see a lot of people, sending me like 8, 9 teams on there, 6 teams, and like, there's no way this loses and stuff like that. Guys, listen, there is a way it's going to lose. There's always a way it's going to lose. You just got to remember that. When the payouts are, crazy and dope and all that.
Like you can always tell if you got a winning or losing money line parlay by the payout. Okay? If you put $100 on a money line parlay and it's paying $10,000, that's a loser.
Yeah, some people have hit them. Don't get me wrong. I know, we've put pictures out of people that are hitting them in the nation, but they're really light numbers. They're like $10 to win 1,000, or stuff like that.
And guys, this is what Rafael Esparza was talking about when he says that he made his living in Vegas off of parlays and this stuff. Listen, when you guys want to put them like 10-team, 8-team, heavy parlays. It is like throwing money, away. Yeah, you could hit, and yeah, some people have hit, and yeah, it's worth it to put $20. I hear you with that. But generally, statistically speaking, it's not going to hit. What we try to do and what I do, which is a little bit different than that, is 1, we're doing just strictly money lines, and 2, I tend to not do more than 3 teams tops. If I got 4 teams, I'll split it. I'll do 2 2-teamers as opposed to putting in 1 4-teamer. Just because, I can tell you, I've been playing them forever, and the more teams you get in, and like you said, it'll look beautiful. It'll look absolutely beautiful, and then you'll have Minnesota in there.
Oh, you had to go there, huh? You had to go there.
But guys, go easy with that. We're adding a whole bunch of teams. What I sometimes do, if I want to play, but I mostly for football though. If I want to play, 4 to 5 teams or something crazy like that, okay, let's say I want to spend $100, all right? I'll take 80 of it and do the 2-team parlay. and then take the other 20 and play like the 6-teamer. So if the 6-teamer bombs, I at least hit the 2-teamer and I'm all set. If you want to do something like that, go for it. But in general, the heavy parlays with adding a bunch of teams, it doesn't work in your favor. And remember, we are talking about responsible, educated gambling, and that's what we want to, continue to preach around here.
Yeah, and I've learned that so much when I was down to like my last like $20, over the years, and being like, all right, let me take this $20, I'm going to turn it into $1,000. Let me figure out how I'm going to do it. And doing it with football mostly, and just not really having much success with it, man. So, you know what? Just look at it, guys. Pick your best teams possible, okay? Don't go, chasing, like, I'll give you an example, like Bowling Green last night was definitely, unless your homework told you to take Bowling Green, I'm just saying that Bowling Green, I don't know anything about this team. Unless you do, I don't. You know what I mean? So, and I'm honest with you. When you hit me up with that, I don't know about this team or that team. You know what I mean? But, Minnesota, I've watched them briefly, and I thought they would get the game done, man. I really did. And the homework, the homework was stellar on it, and they did. And they were up 6, too. I looked at my phone. They were up 6.
I didn't mind Minnesota in that spot for you because you did tweet, you did text me last night. You said, I'm taking Minnesota. I wasn't on it, but I said, that doesn't look like a bad idea. I know they were home. They're pretty decent. I've won with them a bit this season. I just thought, to me, Oregon was I loved Oregon. And
Oregon was like minus what, 190 or something?
Yeah, they were light. They were only giving, matter of fact, it went down right before I put it in.
Oh.
It went down. So I think I got it at like 180, to be honest with you.
Oh, no doubt. Wow. Good stuff. All right, so
the line dropped from 6.5 down to 5. Right when I was getting ready to put it in, I was like, bet.
Oh, sweet.
Now, if I was one of them line watcher guys, which we're going to have on today, by the way, I probably would have went in the opposite direction. But
yes. My man, the Hockey Immortal, saying he's going to wait for some trade deadlines to be over, and then he's going to start looking at his hockey future. So I'm all ears about that. Rick Lopez, yeah, I know, dude. The Bowling Green, yeah, I get it. Odds Hustle's on here saying, Europe is full of hobby bettors doing 5 soccer games in one bet. It feeds the bookies immensely. He said, and it's just, it's just people that are looking to, people that are doing, 20 teams, 10 teams, stuff like that are just doing, playing stupid out there, looking to make a quick buck and get rich quick. And it's just not what we're all about, man. It's tough to beat the book that way.
Dude, it's hard enough to win with one team.
Yeah, right.
All right. One team is a pain in the neck, and you're gonna try to collaborate.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at Duke yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
I got
him in a two, and I got Duke, a number 4 team in the country, about to get me at home.
I know, but they ended up coming out with the win, so that's all that matters with that. You know what I mean? But
gotcha.
Hey, I just wish I stuck with Northern Iowa. But anyway, I think I got my caller on the line. Good morning.
What's up, fellas?
Yo,
Let's get ready to rumble!
What's up, man? It's the Kid Picks. How you doing, brother?
Good. How you guys doing?
Oh, we're good, man. We're good. The Dream's doing better than I am this morning, but you know what? Hey,
yeah.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? How you doing out there? How'd you do last night?
Good. Last night wasn't too good. Since the Super Bowl, though, it's been a great run the last 2 weeks. Cleaned up, but last night I was on the wrong end of a couple games.
Oh, which ones got you, if you don't mind me asking?
The one the Dream just mentioned, I was on Colorado last night, plus the 5 points, and obviously that didn't work out for me.
Oh, wow. Hey, you know what?
Oh!
Some of these games are dog or pass, though, if you're going to do points. That's how I feel. Anyway, you know what I mean? I've been seeing a lot of the underdogs cover. Like, last night, a lot of them did, bro. A lot of them.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The underdogs generally against the spread are a little bit better play than the favorites. The reason being is the odds makers know who the public teams are, so the line gets shaded a little bit to the underdog.
Yes, definitely.
So, a game where Duke should have been maybe lined. It didn't matter last night, but like a team like Duke gets a point or two added to the spread almost every game.
Yeah, yep, I agree with that 150%. You are absolutely right.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So what you?
So, kid, man, we've been back and forth. We've been talking, you and I, and I want you to try to educate, the nation. That's why I had you on again today. Educate the nation in your line movement, your line movement technique system, or how you look at it. I mean, you don't got to obviously don't give this your secrets because we know. I mean, you make a living doing this, so we do respect that. We obviously, understand that if people really want to learn how to do it, to come check you. But if you would be so kind as to give us a little bit of your knowledge and maybe let us see a little bit of what it is that how you do your thing, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, well, I'm going to start at the beginning here. I told you guys before, I've been gambling for over 20 years. And for the first, 10, 15 years, I played sports all my life, followed sports all my life, bet sports for a long time. I thought you could just beat this game by knowing the stats, watching sports for 80 hours a week. I thought I knew it all. And I wasn't winning. I couldn't win. I'd win. I'd have spurts like everybody else, win, lose, win. But over the course of time, I was down for the year, over and over and over again. So finally, I took it upon myself to start researching this. There's only very few percent of people in the world that are beating sports for a living. Maybe like 3% of all bettors. I understand a lot of people are doing it recreationally, make a couple bucks here, lose a couple bucks there. That's different, though, than actually sitting there and trying to beat this game long term. So over the course of years, I researched it. When the line comes out, the line is set by a company. It used to be the Las Vegas Sports Consultants and groups like that. They were bought out a couple years ago, so I don't know what the name of it is now. But they're a group of guys that sit there. They're the top paid people in all sports gambling industry, okay? They use power rankings. They use their power rankings along with a computer program with algorithms, and that's how they come up with the point spread. It takes in all quantitative methods, injuries, weather, all that stuff. Now, they have to be very careful because when they put this line out, if there's a mistake, the pro bettors are going to jump on it, and the casino can lose millions of dollars. The books can really get hurt, especially in the football season, a popular basketball game. The books can get hurt. So what they do, Rob, you have a computer in front of you?
I do.
All right,
Yes.
I'm gonna give everybody. This is a free website. It's an okay site. It's not the best site out there, but if you want to, Rob, log on to scoresandodds.com.
Yeah, I've been on this before. Yep.
All right, you click on. Are you there now? I want
Yes.
to say something.
Yep.
All right, click on betting trends.
Betting trends. Yep.
All right, now go down to game.
Game.
Go down to game 603-604. It's IPFW versus Denver.
603, 604. Let's see. Yep, I got it.
Okay, now you see the line open, Denver minus 1.5.
Yep.
All right, now when we look over the line, all the major books now is minus 3 to 3.5.
Yes.
Okay, you can see all that.
Yep.
All right, if you look over in the far right column, 90% of all the bets are coming on IPFW. Now, IPFW is 14-11 overall, or 7-5 in the conference. They're going against Denver, who's 10-15, and they're only 4-8 in conference. So when this line came out at minus 1.5, the public jumped on IPFW. But we see the line move 2 points the other way. What's that mean? What that means is there's a shark or a syndicate, a couple professional bettors that put some serious money on Denver, because the only thing that makes a line move is money. There's no Vegas
definitely.
pump fakes. You see this on Twitter, that Vegas is trying to fool people, the trap game, the fishy line. The fishy line is it came out and a sharp bettor pounded the line. Now, the problem you get into is, like, when I run my business now, if just say this isn't a play for me because I have to research it, now I'm stuck in a hard place. Because if I give out Denver to my people, I'm giving it out at a bad line. I'm giving it out at 3 or 3.5. Where the professional bettors, the sharps, gave the game out of, bet the game at 1.5. So you see where the gray area lies with that?
I do, yeah, definitely. We basically, we've had sportsbook operators on the show and all that, and we talked to them about this, and I totally get it. I mean, the line comes out with basically a computer system, and then what happens is then the market controls the line after that. So what's happening is, like you said, maybe the whole public or big portion of the public is on one team, but the big money's on the other team, and that's what's moving the line. So
right.
I get it.
Yeah. Nowadays you hear a lot of people on Twitter, especially, fade the public. In the computer age, it's a lot tougher to do. The reason being is me, you, any of the handicappers on Twitter, Scott Weaver, Gabe, we all have access to the same stats and information just by hitting the key. We can look at the same websites, find the same information. Whereas back in the day, the sharp bettors were gathering newspapers from other cities. They had contacts in like Ohio and Denver, and they're betting. So they had an advantage that way. You understand?
Yep.
Now, so you can't just automatically fade the public anymore. But the style of betting I use is I want to be on the side that I heard Drew mention this the other day, Billy Walters. There's very few of him out there. So if you can get yourself, there are a lot of these syndicates where, it's a group of 10, 15 guys that form a syndicate and they're pounding certain games. So if you can put yourself on that side with a good number, you're going to be a long-term winning gambler.
Yeah. You know what? Here's the problem I have with it, though, is the problem I have is that if you have one of the big dogs out there that goes and bets, I don't know, let's say Baylor or something like that, okay? And the Baylor is giving 6, but they really love the underdog, okay? But what they do is they go and they pound Baylor to get the line up. They'll put, let's say, $500,000 on Baylor -6. And then the line jumps to 8.5 where they love it for the underdog. And then right before the game starts, they pound it for $1 million with the underdog 8.5. That's the only concern I have about that. So I would think that this would be closer to like tip-off. You know what I'm saying? Versus like first thing in the morning.
I haven't, especially in basketball. I don't release my plays till like 6:30 when it's getting closer to tip-off. But I don't know. You saw Baylor the other night who Baylor played the other night? Texas Tech.
Yeah, Texas Tech, right? Yep.
Now the line opened that I think it was Baylor -7 or 6, and everybody and their mother was betting Baylor, and the line went down a point. And Texas Tech covered the game easy.
Yeah. I think.
It happens every night.
I think it holds true with right before game time. Right before game time, I think it would be perfect.
Well, you remember Kansas when they played West Virginia the other day?
Yep.
That everybody was told it's a fishy line. It's a fishy line. It was if the line came out and the sharp people got the bets in on West Virginia right away at a good number. So then the line dropped toward West Virginia, and it's a little bit harder of a play for the general public.
Yep. I got you. Dream, what's your thoughts on this?
You know me. I'm not. I'm looking at it. I'm on the fence still because I just don't. I'm different, and I don't want to put my opinion in it right now because I'm letting my man do his thing. He's a pro. This is what he does. I don't do it that way. So I'd rather just him put out his knowledge, and the people that like it, I'll let them cling on it. He is taking me under his wing, though, and he's, teaching me. And I'm looking at it, and I have an open mind about it because I'm always trying to find another way to win, obviously, because I think we all are. So I have I'm trying to have an open mind about it. My underlining issue is a little bit different than in the philosophy with it, but I don't want to get into that because I like what he's giving out now. Kid, if you would one more time, what's the name of the website for the people out there that want to maybe try to look at this?
Yeah, I want to give this website, like I said, guys, this is that doesn't have that. It's not the fastest, and it's not.
Yeah, and not kid, but this all they need. This what they need, though. If they need more than that, then they gotta get. Yeah, right. If they need more than that, they got to get with you. It's called
scoresandodds.com.
All right, cool. And this way,
Bob, you were talking about when they dump the money on one side or dump the money on the other.
Yep.
They come in. That does happen. But as to your theory, if I go to the MGM, okay, and bet $40,000 or $60,000 one way to come in later and bet the other side for a couple $100,000. That's not going to really move the odds on all the offshore accounts because that money's not affecting like Five Dimes or Bookmaker. You understand?
Okay. All right, I see what you're saying.
That money's only affecting that sports book. So MGM might move their line a little bit to offset that $40,000 or $60,000, but the offshore accounts that we're all using can't do that. If the book wants to get the money, obviously their goal is to get 50-50 on the game because they don't want to be exposed. There's no reason for them to open themselves up to be exposed to one side or the other because they have a foolproof method to make money. Now, don't get me wrong. The guys that run the books are probably most of them were sharp bettors at one time, so they might be willing to take a little risk on a game here and there, a little more risk. But there's no reason for them to try to out fool or trick anybody. They simply just let the money control everything.
Oh, definitely. I mean, like I said, the market set the line once it's released. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, where the money's coming in.
Yep.
So, and I know when we're out in Las Vegas, if a bunch of us are hammering one side, you're going to see the lines start to move a little bit. I know for a fact when you got a couple hundred people sitting there betting one side, I'm dying to see what's going to happen with that. I know it's my boy Shane sent out an article yesterday about how busy it is down there. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. I'm very curious to see if that holds true or not.
The thing is, in most of these books, they're very smart. Like the MGM, Caesars, they know the heavy hitters. They know their clientele. So they know who can adjust the lines, and they're actually waiting to see who they're playing, because that is going to move the line or affect their bottom line on the game. So they know.
Yep, definitely. All right, cool, man. So you're basically looking at where the steam is coming in and where most of the money is coming in on some of these games, and line movements and stuff like that in your plays.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at the steam, but I'm also, like I said, with this Denver game, I'm also going to do some handicap. I don't just blindly fade the public. That's not my style. This is the main tool I use. Like I'll get like 6 or 8 games where I see some line movement, and then I'll research that even further. And during football, I rely more 50-50 on my handicapping as compared to line movement. Like I feel I'm that good at football where I'm almost on a sharp level where I can do it on my own, handicap the game beforehand, come up with my own line, see where the line's at, and stuff like that. So I incorporate a lot of things, but this is the main tool. And it's a good tool for people that have been betting sport. Like Rob, you said you bet sports for years and then do so well. That's pretty much everybody's story because it's not many people can beat the game. So if you start thinking as a sharp and take it serious and look into line movement, do your own handicap and get as many pins as possible, you can start to chip away and make a dent in it.
Oh, dude, let me tell you something, man. I would love nothing more than to, be able to do this whole industry full time. And the Dream and I are really, working hard towards that. That's our goal. It's because we love doing this. You know what I mean? Right now, I mean, I could like homework a game maybe like an hour. You know what I mean? A half hour, stuff like that. I don't have all day to look at these games and homework them. I've got my initial leans. I do the show, stuff like that. But I would love to be able to really break these things down. I think I would do a lot better, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Rob, you're like 99%, even like the handicapping services on Twitter, and I'm not knocking anybody because this was me a couple years ago. Everybody has a full-time job, so you're going to work for 6, 8, 10 hours a day. And then how much possible time can you have to look at a game?
Oh, especially and do 9 games.
7 in the morning. I'm up at 7 in the morning, and I'm handicapping straight through till the game starts, releasing my plays, watching the games, and the whole process starts over. So where you're spending 40 hours a week at work, I'm spending 40 hours a week plus looking at the game. So I feel that does give me an edge.
That's awesome.
Over any basic service.
Yep, definitely.
And then that's just a testament to how dope I am, because I get up in the morning, right, and I just look at it. I look at the leads in the morning. And I'm 80% right out of the gate. So
yeah, I'll give you the R and a hot streak.
You gotta love them.
I'm spending too much time with the haters on Twitter now. You're gonna start losing your thoughts.
I'm just clouding. I'm clowning. Listen, you know how much I respect what you do and what you put in. And that you're one of the reasons, because everybody knows you was a little rough around the edges. We still working on your PR campaign.
Yeah, but now you're starting to see why. I see you getting a lot of bickering at matches now.
Yeah, no, and I do. And anything you guys, this my manny kid, he used to do a security business. He's doing this full time, 100%. That's his passion. That's his love. And, just like with us, anything you're passionate about and you love, if anybody comes at you sideways, you going to feel, like it's personal and take it to the heart. And that has been the case in a lot of cases. But you do get further with sugar than you do with salt. And I think that was evident a couple of days ago with that little situation we had that the nation handled for you, brother. And we appreciate you and appreciate all your contributions.
Yeah,
definitely appreciate that.
All right. So, kid, you got anything, any games that are jumping off the page at you? Because, we got some really good knowledge out of you. Now, maybe we could make a few dollars with some of the stuff you're looking at. I know it's early. I get it. It's 9:45 Eastern right now. But anything you're looking at, like as initial leans or whatever?
Well, I'm definitely looking into that Denver game, and if I'm doing my handicap, and as we speak, I'm looking at making that my free play.
Be careful
Denver game that we discussed earlier.
Any sharp guy that's been listening this morning is calling saying, "Yo, the kid just gave him the secrets. We got to switch it up."
Now, I'm going to be guys. Here's another thing. Here's another thing with sports betting that a lot of guys. I run a service. I had 140 clients for football season, which is pretty good for my second year in the business. Even the sharpest guy in the world, Billy Walters, is a multi-million-dollar sports bettor, probably the most successful sports bettor there is. He has a group of guys that handicap. Those guys aren't much more than 60%. This is a business where you're going to fail 40% of the time. So at least. So people have to understand you're just not going to keep winning. There's going to be streaks, weeks, even months where you're just doing bad. You're running bad bounces, you're getting bad breaks. You got to remember, this is a sporting event. The refs are humans. They make mistakes. The balls are shaped funny. They bounce funny. Anything can happen, guys. So gamblers, don't get discouraged. Not just me. You pay any service or you follow anybody that has a track record of success. If they go on a little losing streak, you don't bail. You just keep following the program. I won 172 units last year, and all my guys know it's all documented. You go through bad stretches. So I just want to warn everybody, this is a business. When you bet sports, you're going to lose a lot. So just get used to it.
Yes.
When you bet anything, you're going to lose a lot. Even if you're in there playing, the table games or whatever, you sit at the longer you sit at the blackjack table, the more the odds are in the house's favor. That's just a fact.
It's all about attrition. Betting sports is about attrition. You just got to keep plugging, keep winning. If you stick to what works, you stick to your techniques. The books make money because they expect humans. You chase. You make mistakes. You bet too many games. That's what they're banking on. Is right. You as the player making the mistake. So if you just stay patient, you stay disciplined, and every day you got to tell yourself, I've lost for a week straight. My clients are getting upset. You got to just take a deep breath and keep doing what you know works. That's the only way to beat a losing streak.
Cool.
Exactly.
Cool deal.
And that's one of the things that Rob and I happen to agree with that, and that's another caveat of the SBTV Nation is because, when you have all these resources, all these elements, cappers, gamblers, everyone alike, sports fan, all together in a collective effort, if you were in the middle of one of those slumps, you could kick back and say, you know what? My man over here, Hockey Immortal's been hot. You know what? I'm going to put my stuff on the back burner and jump on his. And now you are able to defy a little bit of those odds because you're able to go in another direction and get on somebody that's hot. So that's just one more caveat that we're trying to offer here, as this gambling community that's getting together with one collective attitude and one opinion, which is to get out there, make some money, and beat the books. So,
hey, Dream.
And, hey, brother. Yeah.
Caveat's a bad thing. Benefits a good thing.
Okay, all right.
Caveat's a negative.
I guess I meant. I just went one more.
You guys are all a caveat.
No, I was trying to say this.
I'm just
one more
breaking.
section of the nation that it's just one more thing that's a good part of us. One more avenue maybe is the word I should use.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Right. There's games 364. They even play games on Christmas. Guys, if you're in a slump, there's nothing wrong with sitting out for a day or two, clearing your head, go do something else, and just get away from it. There's always bets to be made. Like I said, they have games on Christmas, you name it. So there's nothing wrong with taking a day, a couple days off and clearing your head.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. So you're looking at Denver tonight in probably one of the junkiest games on the board here. Denver Pioneers playing IPFW, correct?
Yeah, that's the game I'm looking at because for some reason, unbeknownst to me, because I'm doing my handicap myself, there was some sharp money that for some reason loves that game. So I'm going to dig deep and hopefully I can find out why and make it a play.
All right, cool. Hey, you know what? Listen.
One other game I liked a little bit.
What's that?
Was hold on, I gotta go through my notes here. I'm looking at it. This isn't a play yet either, but I'm kind of looking at Santa Clara. They're playing at Pepperdine tonight, and they're getting anywhere between 7.5 and 8.5 points. So that's a lean I got right now, guys. So let's do your homework on that and see if you come up with a play there.
Santa Clara. Let's take a look. Pepperdine is giving 7.5 to Santa Clara tonight. Under over 122. So which side are you feeling on that?
That's a game. I'm looking at Santa Clara. I'm leaning on Santa Clara right now.
Okay. All right, cool.
Anybody? Also, I want to say, anybody listening to this show, if you hit me up on Twitter at TheKidPicks, and you register on my website, which is free, thekidpicks.net, I'm going to give out a free weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of all my picks. Anyone who registers on my website because they heard me on the show today, and that's at TheKidPicks on Twitter, and thekidpicks.net is my website.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for bringing the knowledge and giving your opinions on line movements and sharp money and all that, man. We appreciate it, and it's just one big avenue of our business that some people may have not have looked at before. But if anybody can learn anything out of this, that's what we're here for. That's it.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys, and it's only a couple weeks. I'll see you guys out in Vegas.
All right, brother. Take care. Looking forward to meeting you.
All right, thanks, buddy.
All right, take care.
Pigs.
The Dream. What's up?
What's going on, man? I love the information. I love my man who gave us his style, and I'm working with him. I'm learning, man. I'm coming on with him. I'm learning. I did want to give you know how I feel about some of the line movement concepts, and you know what my attitude is about some of it, because the underlying foundation of it, and I hate saying this, and he's told me that I'm wrong in my thinking, so I have to try to rethink my thinking. But when I look at it and I talk about it and I look at it at times, the underlying foundation of it to me is somebody thinks that they know the outcome of the game. Yep. All right, predetermined, and that's the part of it that makes me say, there's no way. But he's telling me, and he's working with me to try to get me to understand that that's not at all what they're saying. So I got to work with him. You know what I'm saying? And I am, because I like his information. I like his presentation. I know he puts his work in, and I want to learn everything that he's willing to teach me. So I didn't want to take any steam away from him in his interview and getting into any of that.
I totally hear you on that, brother. So we got some college basketball to go over, my friend. So let's take a look at what we got going on here. And guys, listen, there's a lot of thick lines today. That doesn't mean you have to put them all in a money line parlay. Look at them, homework them, figure out which ones are the best. And if your payouts aren't all that, it's not a big deal at the end of the day. So take a look at this. All right. So you've got St. Joe's coming into Dayton tonight. Dayton is minus 11, under over 123. Little bit of the Joes, but I haven't really watched enough to give a really strong opinion on what I think of these teams. How about you, Dream? Have you looked at any?
No Dayton.
No?
No Dayton, brother. No.
All right. Let's pull up the statistics on these games here and see what we got. As far as top 25s are concerned, we got Nebraska at Maryland tonight. Let's see. The line right now is Maryland minus 8. Now, I can tell you that this Nebraska team stinks. I can tell you that much.
Okay, and I was getting ready to get into that with you, because I could tell you as well. I'm right there with you. And one other thing I want to tell you is that Maryland is quietly getting themselves together. All right? I don't know if you've been watching them, but if you go look at their little record, I believe, hold on, pulling it up as we speak, they just beat Penn State. They just beat Indiana. Now, the loss to Iowa makes you shake your head, but they beat Penn State twice. They did lose to Ohio State, at Ohio State, beat Northwestern, beat Michigan State, Rutgers, Purdue. They're putting together a pretty good little run. I'm pretty sure they're going to get it done tonight against Nebraska, and they do have Wisconsin coming up right after, so it would behoove them to get this win tonight against Nebraska.
You think?
As they're going into Wisconsin for probably a spanking.
A thumping.
So I really like Maryland tonight. It's probably something that I probably could get them in a money line situation with OKC, as we aforementioned. And then you got a couple more tonight. I also love the Arizona game tonight, but they're giving, oh my God, the line is too heavy, so I can't get down with that.
All right. And I'm not going to force anything tonight because I got my boys from Yale playing tomorrow night. So I'm going to be looking at that. But Nebraska's 13-12. Surprisingly, they're over 500. They did have 13 points in the first half versus Wisconsin. So just putting that in your brains, guys. This Nebraska team, I mean, the only key win they had, they beat Michigan State, surprisingly, but it was in their own building. Maryland is 21-5. Straight up, but Maryland is 1-6 against the spread in the last 7 games. So, and Maryland is 1-5.
Line them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Imagine if you're betting the spread with Maryland the last 7 games, kid. You lost 6 games and won 1. Damn.
Yeah.
And if you took them at home, they're 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games at home. But there's just, with that, you would say, oh, bet underdog. Well, you know what? There's nothing in the world that would make myself bet Nebraska. That's for sure.
And I want to talk about that for a minute because you know what? I get that a lot. A lot of you guys hit me with that, and that's your, when I talk about the money line, that's the argument from, some of the capper world, some of them who I respect. Some of the argument from the capper world is don't money line. It's better to take the other team with the points. And here's the reason why I go with the money line, because generally, in my case, I'm taking the home favorite, which means as far as I'm concerned, statistically, it's more on my side that this home favorite is gonna beat and cover the spread against the underdog. However, I'm money lining it because in the event that they don't, because anything can happen, I'm money lining it to be careful. But in my mind, statistically, the home favorite is gonna win and cover the spread. I'm just being careful with the money line in a situation like Duke last night.
Yes.
Duke could have easily beat North Carolina by 10, 15 points. Okay, if they started off and finished the game like they started off the game, but they didn't, and they went awry. So I still felt better having Duke in the money line than I would have felt if I had North Carolina with the points. That's just how I look at it. In my respect, I'd rather have the home favorite with the money line than the away team with the points.
And that's not all we're doing here, guys. We're not just doing money line parlays. We're doing totals and hockey. We're doing futures. We're doing a little bit of everything here. You know what I'm saying? So
you guys know I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
I am not one dimensional, as you will see when you get to Vegas. I got mad moves.
Wait till you see all the tickets in our hands.
You know what I'm saying? You will see mad moves. I'm drinking any type of alcohol out there. I could do gin and tonics. I could do beer. I could do rum and cokes. I am by no means one-dimensional in any aspect of my life. Trust me.
Oh,
when
man.
you look at Jack of all trades and master at none, there's a picture of me standing there smiling at you.
We've got Temple going into SMU ski tonight. SMU is minus 6.5 to 7 points. If you shop the line on our site, that's where it is, brothers. 124.5
that's
is
an interesting game.
Temple's not bad, so I think it's a stomachache personally. Temple is 19-7, dude. So they may be one of them teams that sneaks a win in the tourney. Yep. That comes in. They're winners of 7 straight games. Temple is 6-0-1 against the spread in the last 7 games.
And by the way, this SMU team been dope too.
I know, exactly. So you know what? I mean, for the line to be that heavy, that's going to be really tough. I mean, Temple's feeling themselves right now. SMU ski is 21-5, winners of 3 straight, but they are 2-3-1 against the spread in the last 6 games. So spread wise, Temple's doing it. I don't even know. I don't have an opinion on this game, considering the fact that both of these teams are playing well. If anything, I would say, like my man, the money line guy says, dog or pass.
The thing with this game, and a couple things to remember, you got a couple of these teams, Maryland, Big Ten. Maryland's a former ACC team. Temple, this American conference. This is not the conference that they grew up in, so to say. These programs, by the way, Temple's basketball program, it's a little higher on par in the conference that they're in because you had all this restructuring with the Big East. So you've got a couple of teams that are floating around in some conferences that really don't belong there, so to say, as far as, what their basketball programs represent. And Temple is one of them. And I know we all know the, great Coach Chaney over at Temple and what his accomplishments were. So you're looking at a team that's in this American Conference, and you're kind of like the bully of the conference. So you might want to back off of this game if you're leaning SMU because these programs are probably not on the same level.
That's a tough call, man. And I don't want to see nobody unless you guys are feeling it. If you're feeling it, let me know if I'm smoking crack for staying away from it. But, I have a feeling we may see SMU ski in some of the moneyline parlays that come our way tonight. So, hey, you know what? They may win the game because they're home and they're doing pretty well and they are ranked. But Temple is a pesky team. That's all I'm trying to say about that. We got the next one here. Here you go, Dream. USC at Arizona. Arizona's giving 23 points with a minus $10,000 money line. Wow.
This game was so hot. I was looking at it yesterday. Remember?
Yeah, you were. That's right. You were looking at it yesterday. Exactly.
I was foaming at the mouth for this game yesterday as I really like Arizona, but obviously I can't get involved with no 23 points. I would never do it, but Arizona, what's there to say for them? I like them this year. They're dope. I like what they've been doing. They're playing pretty good basketball. They are coming off of a win. They beat... Who they beat? I think they beat Washington like 86 to 62. They're putting together a very nice season. They also beat that Oregon team that I like a lot, and they beat them up pretty good. They beat up Oregon 90 to 56. In Oregon, in Oregon they beat them 80 to 62, and then they beat them at home 90 to 56, letting them know that they ain't having it. So. They're good, but I'm not giving 23 ever.
Arizona, their home rebounds allowed. They're ranked third in the nation, and overall defense are ranked 22nd. So take a look at Arizona here. You know what? I stayed away from Arizona last year. I did not have any faith in them to win the tourney last year.
Yeah.
Remember we took Kaminsky to beat them, and we won with that in a stomachache affair. But Arizona, do you see an Elite Eight here?
I do. I think they've got it. I mean, get a look at them tonight if you can. Let's watch them. The only problem, the Pac-12 is good. Good division. Pac-12 is. They are one of those West Coast teams, West Side kind of teams. They play with that, West Coast feel. And if you look at the competition that they've played, they're not, you can question, are they battle hardened? Are they battle tested? Yeah, they play Utah. They do play Gonzaga, but, they don't really play your cream of the crop, NCAA teams. They're not playing your heavy teams. So, that's the only thing we might say about them that you have to take with a grain of salt. But I think they're gonna get to the 16 for sure.
Yeah, I say Elite Eight.
You might be right there, but it depends. It always depends on where they are, what bracket they're in, what side they're on, and who they're meeting in the 16. So, we'll have to look at that. But yeah, you might be right.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, also too, just so you know, if you've been practicing money lines all year with college basketball, your brackets are money lines, guys. You're just betting teams to win. There's no point spreads in brackets, so just keep that in the back of your brain. Let's see what else we've got here. Looking at it, AZ Wildcat, good morning to you. Armin De Niro's out there. What's up, guys? All right, so looking at this, we got the Zags are playing tonight, kid. Your favorite team in the world. Your favorite team that you think is going to get knocked out in like the Sweet 16 or something like that.
Knocked out like the second round.
I don't.
Somebody like Xavier.
No. That's another Elite Eight, brother. That's another Elite Eight.
on. They
I'm
ain't
telling
going
you.
to the 8.
I'm telling you, they're gonna get to the
Oh,
Elite
my
8.
God.
They're athletic, dude. I know,
Dude.
They're athletic and they rebound well. I like them.
I ain't gonna say it isn't so, but I mean, you look at, and it's the same thing with Arizona, man. You look at this schedule, you look at who they played. They played no one. Look at who they played. They beat up on nobody.
I keep referring them to the Shockers of last year. The Wichita State Shockers, went undefeated and lost to Kentucky. Gonzaga is 26-1, winners of 19 straight games. And Gonzaga, I believe, took Arizona to overtime.
Yeah, they did.
All right, so
lost.
that was their only loss.
And lost.
Okay, so that's an Elite 8 team. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that loss in overtime.
All right, player.
You know what I mean? Was that in their building or in Arizona?
That was in Arizona.
Okay. All right, so you know what? I'm feeling pretty good about the Zags right now. However,
all right.
However,
hey, listen.
However, the caveat is, Dream, that they're
You know what? All right, pal.
they're minus 18 and a half points. I'm gonna smash you about that for like days.
I'm gonna look it up in the dictionary to make sure you're right. You better. I hope you know what you're talking about. Don't be wrong, because I'm opening up tomorrow's show and my man had one to try to go ham on me with the vocabulary.
You know what I love too is that there's no top 25s tomorrow night because it's Ivy League night. But the last one tonight is you got the Utah Utes going into Oregon State. Let me take a look at what this line is here. Utah is minus 8 at Oregon State. I got to tell you something, dude. Utah is probably another one of them teams they could kind of ride till the wheels fall off, no?
I like Utah. I like them more than Gonzaga, to be honest with you.
Yeah. It's tough for me to say.
You know what? The Utah game that puzzles me, though, here is the loss to UCLA has me shake my head.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's like an ugly loss, man. Teams are, you're due a bad loss, and I know they beat them. They beat them at home, prior to that, and they laid the smackdown to them prior to that. But how do you lose, in UCLA by 10 points? That's I don't know. That's the one that makes you shake your head. I think they get it done tonight, though. I like them against Oregon State tonight. It's a late game, so it should have a lot of action on it as people may be scrambling to salvage your evening.
I think Utah could be a Sweet 16 to Elite 8, and maybe even a sleeper.
You know what the problem is? Here's my thing with these three teams, because for me, these three teams all remind me of each other. It really depends where they're at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It really depends on where they get bracketed at and who they get up against. Because you're right, they could, if they get in the right spot, they could skate. I agree with you 100%. But if they get, and it's a shame because you look at these three teams who, they are good and they've got a, nice resume. But then you look at you go over and you look at some of the other teams and look at like you look at, and I know they're Duke, but look at who Duke plays and look at their record and then compare it to these guys' record. And it's like, come on,
Yeah, you got to really, guys, you know what? Another thing I'm going to start looking at is strength of schedule.
Yes.
Okay, we really need to look at that. Like, I want to say NC State has, like, this wicked strength of schedule. Yep. And, at the end of the day, that's what the bracketologists and stuff like that are looking at for, deciding who's going to be in the top 64 in the tourney or not. So,
you know what? Because that's what's smart. Because you get a team that falls in like a Florida State or something. Just an example. I'm just an example. All right, guys. But you get a team like a Florida State that comes in and they're like an awful seed or whatever. But distinct the schedule. They've been in dogfights playing Duke, playing Maryland,
right.
playing just dogfights, and then they get up against a team like one of these, and then they beat them. Everybody scratch your head, how'd it happen? Well, how'd it happen? Because they ain't played nobody all season, and Florida State been going toe to toe with the best.
Yeah, right. I agree with that. So we'll see. We'll see where it ends up. I think it's going to be a really good tourney. Dude, I hate to say this to all the Kentucky fans out there, but I really, for value purposes, I really hope they don't win, because then everybody's going to cash. Because I'm definitely going to mess with the Dukies on that future, I believe. I'm going to do it.
What you call this winning the tournament? But it's going to be a
fun
tournament.
I know.
There's so many games going on. It's going to be fun. I mean, it's going to be fun, money to be made. But Kentucky's winning.
I always bet the number 1 seed as well to back myself up with my underdogs.
Even my man Jay Will said last night after the Duke game, he said Kentucky's winning. He said Duke is dope. They're powerful, but they just can't match up with Kentucky's bigs. And I agree. And that's what I keep saying. No team in this thing can match them because they just throw so much size at you.
You gotta get a team that is sick behind the arc, shooting threes. That's hot. If you get that, I'm telling you, Kentucky's game, I mean, I watch them. They start off so slow. We've said this time and time again on the show, but they start off slow. They don't really attack the basket in the beginning. If they fall down by like an 18-point deficit or a 19-point or something like that, they are going to have a hard time inching back and getting into that game if you got someone that could play like halfway decent defense and their shots are falling.
But, dude, if you spot this and I spot this, I mean, they got a guy sitting at the head of the table here. Killer Cal's been doing it forever. I mean, I know me and you are dope, but all respect aside, I'm sure Killer Cal going to keep them focused. That's what you got your timeouts for. He will remind them, hey, guys, you're killing us from the arc. We're down 10. Let's tighten it up. Listen, they relax. They got it. They ain't gonna get beat up that bad.
Michigan State is 75-1 right now. Just saying.
I hear you.
Just saying. And Northern Iowa is like 100-1. So. You got to sprinkle in a little bit of them underdogs in there. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
Baylor is 100-1, surprisingly.
Yeah, I got no love for Baylor.
That was a crappy performance the other night. You know what I mean? I mean, you got just talking some futures real quick. We've got Dukies are still 9-1. Wisconsin's 7.5-1, and Kentucky is minus 130. Still, you got to lay $1,300 for Kentucky to win the championship, dude. To win 1,000.
I know.
You never, ever, ever can do a minus team to win the title. That's crazy. My God. That's wow. Anyway, let's just see what else, if we got anything else to talk about as far as the NCAA. We already crossed the basketball tip. My man Damon Dazenberg, he's been handicapping for 35 years. He is telling me that he feels OKC minus 5.5 is a big play for him.
All right.
We'll see where that one lands, guys. Hey, you know what? Take a look at what he says, and we'll go from there. But let me see what else. My man Betting the Dream is saying the Warwithals. Is that it? They're going to play the Rebels today and take the Warwithals minus 5 in rugby. All right, so I think that game is tomorrow. I haven't got down with the rugby yet, man, so I'll keep my eyes and ears on that and see where it lands. What else we got here, Dream? Are you pretty much good with your stuff and your information?
I'm pretty much good. You're right with the rugby. My man gave us Warwithal minus 5. They play against the Rebels. Definitely get it that. If you got any questions, Betting the Dream at Betting Dream. Get it him. He's on Twitter. And he's on the rugby tip if you are interested in getting involved with some rugby today. He will get you all down, get you good and get you wrapped up into that. As far as everything else concerned, brother, I'm ready to get out of here. Can't wait to get over to the gym as I am leaning out, getting it dead right, getting ready to make my run and get to Vegas in March. So, hey, let's get out of here.
Yes, and there's one thing I want to say about March, guys. Listen, okay, about Vegas. We put a page on our website now, okay? It's a registration page for Vegas, all right? It's just I should have did this in the beginning, but it's really simplifying my business here. As far as not having to chase people around for phone numbers or emails or whatever. Now I can just do it all on one page. So what I'm doing is I'm putting this link out there. It's on the Sports Bettors TV front page of the website. Just click on where it talks about Vegas and you can register. You don't have to stay at the MGM Grand to party with us. Okay, remember that. A lot of you guys got, comp rooms and stuff like that all across the board. Free is my favorite price. I say that to everybody. So if you got a free room somewhere else, by all means, stay there and just come to our events. You know what I mean? So it's out there right now. Dream, I'm going to ask you to help me out with that, getting that out there so we can get our block of rooms filled up, and we will go from there. Taking a look at this here as well. You got Quinnipiac and Ryder. Not really interested in that game. Mercer Madness is actually getting 4.5 points today. Probably not going to mess with them. Going down, this is outside of top 25 basketball, guys. Just taking a look. You got Nasty Iowa giving 14.5 to Rutgers. I don't think I know Rutgers stinks, but I don't think Nasty Iowa has business 14.5 to anybody.
Could we get out of here?
Hey, man, I'm trying to find some value.
Plug in junkie games right now.
Dude, the card is ugly, man.
The card is ugly, and you trying to find some.
I'm trying to find some value.
Okay, I had it in the backyard in your garbage cans right now. Looking to get some recyclables.
I know. I'm ready to. I got the elastic band around the arm right now, trying to find some.
Hey, we got OKC in the money line, and we got we also have Maryland in the money line. That looks like a pretty nice money line parlay right there. Or you take them both separate and leave 2 spots open. And as you know, you got your Yale on deck coming in tomorrow night for you. So you might want a money line, leave a spot open, and plug Yale in. Come on, bro. You know how to do it.
We got the Utah Utes also that I'm going to be taking a look at as well.
And the Utes. So don't force no nastiness. Don't have a Minnesota back-to-back on you.
Damn, kid. I know Minnesota's a caveat to say the least, in my opinion.
No, I'm saying, why don't you do movie night tonight?
I might do. I did enough bride night, man, all the weekend. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm good with that now.
True.
All right, guys. So we're gonna close this thing out, man. Dream, why don't you go through your shout outs? I'll do mine, and we'll close this out.
Hey, want to send big shout-outs to everybody that's listening in, everybody that's taking advantage, everybody that's talking. I hear all the talk. I see Clown Man swagging there talking about, hey, that's the reason nobody care about football, because the Patriots won the Super Bowl. Whatever they win, it's like, big deal. So anyway, big ups to Clown Man swag out there. I love that you love Tom Brady so much. Keep your distance from me in Vegas, brother. With your Tom Brady underoos on underneath your jeans. Papa Bear, what's happening? Busted Bookies is out there. AZ Wildcat 83 is out there. My man Yato, what's happening? Hockey Immortal. Toto Tips is out there. I got the Odds Hustle, Sir Mata, Jason Riley as well. BT, which is Brian Terrell, is out there talking to us. My man Philly Picks is doing his thing. MMA Rainmaker out there as well. We also have Emerson, OJFB, my boy. Maybe me and him will talk tonight. Not going out and getting involved with the second halves deep yet. So just stand by on that. Me and him maybe got a little bit more work to do. Get back in the lab. As some things are going to change right now in the NBA, as it is now getting crunch time in the NBA. So we may have to retool our system. Fisherman Dom is out there. Jason Riley as well. Shady K. Vegas Girl 92661 is out there. She's back and forth with us. She hit last night, which we're happy for. My man Lex is on. Betting the Dream is there. My boy The Kid. Damon Dazenberg, as we mentioned before. Ben James. Diggs Picks. Jonesy. Rick Lopez. What's happening, man? Slick Rick. Stay safe out there. Clown Man Swag. Vince Parker. Gamblers Bets. The Champ. Philly Picks. Champ, keep sending me that info. I love it, brother. Don't think I'm forgetting about you. I look at it every day, along with Game Changer also. My
5-0.
Them guys always send us nice stuff. We thank you. We appreciate it. Also, Chris Sharp, thank you for everything you send as well. My man Dank, Hockey Immortal, LVCC Urban. Oh, one more thing. Big Money plays his mother. In bad shape, guys. You need your prayers. Send out your prayers. If you want to get in touch with him, hit him up on Twitter, and give him a shout out, keep his spirits up in this tough time that he's going through. Yes. Big ups to Irvin, Sports Attack, Scott Weaver, Joey Buckets, Steve Bizarro, Tony Enab, Tweety Dimes, Larry Jacko, Rainmaker 512, Jose Gonzalez Jr., Papa Smurf, Almighty Kev, my man Smokey Rodriguez, Jay Cash, the MOB, Winning Picks, Premier Sports Company is out there. I haven't talked to him in a minute. Hit me up and send me some of that soccer, as I like to play soccer here and there. The First Lady at the Fake Fam, make sure you check out her hockey if you guys are on hockey at all. Crush the Bookie, Sheets Money, all of our people. Hey, I am the Dream. Thank you all for your support. Thank you for listening. always remember who you're with and make the most of each and every day, because you cannot get this time back.
Yes,
Peace.
sir. Yes, sir. And, guys, listen, tomorrow we open up the phone lines to the Sports Bettors TV Nation. Looking forward to hearing what you guys got to say. We do no guests. What we do is we open up the lines. It's 860-316-2033. That's tomorrow. Looking forward to talking to all you crazy cats out there and hearing what you got to say. Also, on our website, sportsbettorstv.com, front page, it's sportsbettorstv.com/Vegas. All the registration stuff is there. Whether you want a hotel room or you just want to come to an event, it's all there, guys. With that said, we are the biggest show in the world. We love you to death. We're going to go easy, but we're going to try, along with the hashtag SBTVNation, to go out there and get that money. Have a great day.